Hi everyone, welcome to another Tech Controls video. Today's video is going to be about my home network setup, mostly focusing on my home network rack. Before we get started, I just want to let everybody know I don't claim to be a professional at networking or IT. I enjoy working with network equipment and watching YouTube videos just like you are right now, but I just want to let everybody know it's more like a hobby, so possibly could make mistakes, and let me know in the comments if anybody has better recommendations on what I'm doing, but this is just a basic home networking setup in my eyes. So before we go over to the network rack, I just want to start at the beginning at my ISP. At the moment, I'm in a rural area, so we only have one or two options, and they're both not great. Currently, I'm getting about 9 megabits down and 1 or 2 up, so it's horrible. I currently do have Starlink on pre-order, but at the moment, I have to deal with what I have. So I wanted to just include some images that I found while I was installing the rack and all the components. This one coming up here is just what it was when nothing was set up. I put a backing board on the left side of the panel there, and then I put the network rack up and started fishing in some of the wires. That was the hard part actually, but here you could see cleaned up a bit, another angle of all the Cat5 wire all tidied up, and that's the final product there. And then afterwards I put a monitor. Alright, so here we are in my utility room. This is just a basic utility room. It has my water, power, and also houses my network cabinet. This here, we'll start with the network cabinet itself. This is a Prime Cables 9U wall mount network rack. Everything in this video will also be in the description below, so if most of it, if not everything, was bought on Amazon, so it's pretty simplified. It'll just be below. So I don't have too much negative to say about this network rack itself, but for a beginner or like a DIY, just a basic home network, I think it's perfect and great. It's more than what I need. It does come with a lock, a key at the front, but it does also have these opening latches here, which kind of defeat the purpose of the lock because they're not locked. So it's good basic, but in reality somebody can get in there no problem if they want. So we're also going in here, and it does come with 2 fans on the top, which I never use because they're actually very loud. But honestly, for what I'm running in this network rack and for what the temperature is in here most of the time, I don't need those fan options above. I found everything mounted into this rack very nicely, fit perfectly. The depth is great for a switch and everything I'm using here. I had no issues mounting anything. So we're just gonna go ahead and open this side latch just to kind of see the guts of everything. First, I want to start off with the router in the system. I am using a basic Linksys wireless router with the wireless function turned off just for now. I do have plans in the future, but right now it's basic and it works. Also attached to the other side of this, I have a bunch of information on the network rack, all the passwords and everything anybody would ever need to know in case I'm not here and somebody needs to manage all this equipment. It's basically dumb proof, so anybody can access it. So it might seem a little bit messy in here, but I tried to keep it organized when I started, and then it just became kind of a mess, and I don't have plans to stay here too much longer, so I'm just not going to spend the time to clean it and then I end up moving. So right here we have a Phillip tube bridge. Here is also a HDMI splitter. Currently it's splitting the video surveillance feed to this lower monitor and also a TV in my bedroom, and it's also going to be splitting video feed to another monitor in the house as well. So behind this blank plate here is the router that I was mentioning earlier, the Linksys router, and 1U below we have my 16-port TP-Link PoE switch. Currently 8 ports on that have PoE available, and I'm only using a couple because I have currently 2 Ubiquiti UAP AC Lite Unify access points. Below the switch I have a 24-port Keystone patch panel. It's maybe half used right now, but these are just keystones, so all those pop out. Below that is just a brush panel, just to pass through, just to keep things clean. Below that one you can see is my Lorex home security system. That's the NVR. I have a video about that, you can go check that out. And below that I have 3 blank panels. Currently 2 of these panels here, either these 2 or these 2, I'm planning to have a UPS for any power outages. Being in a rural area, we have power outages quite often, just mostly on and off, but it does kind of set my system off. It resets the camera system, and then I have to go through some stuff. Below the blank plates I have a StarTech 8 outlet PDU. That just has a front switch here and all the outlets on the back. Pretty simple, pretty basic. And just below that I have a thermometer here, just shows my temperature. It just kind of gives me a peace of mind. Every time I come in here I get to see everything's at a proper temperature. It also shows me high and low, just to keep things pretty safe. So below the rack I do have a dedicated power outlet that has its own breaker, just to keep things isolated, and for once I do get the UPS, everything will be on one breaker, just to keep things simple. And below I have a BenQ monitor, just to monitor all my cameras at the moment, and anything in the future if I want to put on this monitor I can just wire it up. Below I just have a keyboard mount and a keyboard and mouse, just for easy access from my surveillance system. So there you have it, just a basic tour of my home network. This video was just mostly intended just for to inspire others, give people ideas and different methods of how setup can be done. This is just my idea of a setup, and yours could be different, but I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you got something from it. Thanks for watching.